We are cleared for takeoff, launching from the starting gate. A new week, a new time of the year here at Aqueduct Racetrack. That's right, opening day on the inner dirt, an annual rite of December. Partly cloudy skies. Hey, the temperature sort of belies the time of year that it is. We were up above 50 again, but the inner track open for business. Richard Migliore, Jason Blewitt, and this always, Mig, signals a different time of the year.
Well, definitely, and you see that the quality of the fields might change a bit, but hopefully we'll have quantity of horses to run, and usually speed's a premium, but we'll see how the track played out.
All right, a few of the top young riders sticking around for the winter, the Ortiz boys, Junior Alvarado. There was a big increase in noticeable apprentice riders, a few different new faces, so we'll see who goes where throughout the winter inter-track meet here at Aqueduct. We do know, though, the ripple effect as we dive right into headlines, and we have a real sort of meaty, action-packed Wednesday headline segment. The ripple effect from the Triple Crown champion American Pharoah will continue to be felt way down the road, receiving the Vox Populi Award, and it just keeps getting better with American Pharoah.
Well, and well-deserved. I mean, I think he's done more for our industry than any other horse in the last probably 25 years, or at least since Cigar, I would imagine. A horse that people could latch onto, people that could, you know, build a fan base around, and certainly, I'm sure, created a lot of new fans as well.
And some breaking news late this afternoon. The Belmont Stakes winner, Cigar Mile champion, and two-time Gold Cup winner, Tonalist, who we thought might come back as a 5-year-old, he's heading off to Lane's End.
Yep, he'll start his second career, and it's good that they got a deal, and he's going to a great farm, Lane's End. $40,000 seems more than reasonable for a two-time Gold Cup winner, as well as a Belmont Stakes winner and a Cigar Mile winner. And I think, if we look back on it over, a mile was maybe his best distance, even though it looked like he was more of a marathon kind of horse.
You get the best of every world with him. Stamina and certainly that big closing kick at a mile. He could do it all. Nice job by Christoph Kaman. And what a freshman class Lane's End has for 2016 when you think of Honor Code, Tonalist, and Liam's Map.
Yeah, they basically took the cream of the crop, and you know what racing's loss is Lane's End gain for sure.
No question. All right, let's move on to social inclusion. In a case, at least in my mind, with all due respect, that he's not my horse, nor was he my horse, I will always look back at social inclusion, who's now retired, and it's just a case of what could have been.
Yeah, I think this horse was thrown into the wolves way too early. Obviously, brilliantly talented, and a horse that I think if had been handled a bit more conservatively early in his year, we might have seen the best of social inclusion. And I agree with you. It kind of leaves you with that feeling of what could have been.
Oh, the raw talent department was very deep and high with social inclusion. Colt by Pioneer the Nile heading off to a stud like American Pharoah, and Leave the Light On not going to stud duty. He's been training over at Belmont Park with Chad Brown. And do you remember the Remsen winner from 2014 was pretty gritty, turning back Frosted in a very good effort.
A very good effort, had the rail that day, was able to fight it out. Frosted obviously went on to bigger and better things, but Leave the Light On, well, we're going to see if he comes back the same horse that he went away. You never know how that's going to go, Jason, after they had this long a layoff, surgery, what have you. You can only hope that they come back as good, if not better.
Saturday's 7th race will be the launching point. He'll step up. He's got the inside, which is a good thing going long, but he faces a very solid crew of older horses that have a lot more seasoning and foundation. It'll be a real test off the layoff for Leave the Light On as Chad Brown brings him back.
And you know, if anybody's going to have him ready, it's going to be Chad Brown, a guy who's just hitting on all cylinders right now.
All right, let's dive right into the opening day inter-track card at the Big A. Well, the sun is set 4:30 p.m. or so, but it was fairly bright throughout the afternoon as Travis Stone can get us up to speed with the opening leg, or I should say third leg of this pick 5. Let's do it from the gate.
They're off. Regal Minister for the inside post out. Well, Mr. Popsicle pushed on for speed 2. And Triple Play on the far outside is away third as they race up the backstretch. Mr. Popsicle comes on to take over. Furlong behind him. Regal Minister backs out of there. Is suddenly 2.5 lengths behind, back into third as Triple Play advances up into second. So down the backstretch they go. Mr. Popsicle in front by 1. Triple Play on hold second to the outside. Regal Minister third toward the rail. 5 lengths back to Princers, racing fourth outside of Old Wick, who's fifth. and Ziggy the Great is at the back in 6 as they round the far turn. 22-4 was that quarter, and Mr. Popsicle shows the way. Triple Play second to the outside. Regal Minister angles to the 3-path to the quarter pole. 2 lengths to make up. The whip is out there as they turn for home. Mr. Popsicle trying to see it out. Triple Play's fully extended, a length behind in second. Regal Minister's third on the outside. Prince Zers is rallying fourth and now third and trying to sneak up the rail. Furlong to go. Mr. Popsicle driving on a 1-length lead. Triple Play keeps on coming. Prince Zers trying to sneak through toward the rail. Mr. Popsicle's desperate. Here's Prince Zers down inside. Prince Zers got there. Up the inside to nail Mr. Popsicle on the wire. Triple Play third, Oldwick fourth.
It's a good thing that inner track stretch is so long because Prince Zers needed every available foot, rolled the rail to victory. A very nice ride from the fine-powered apprentice, Harry Hernandez.
Yeah, a really nice, patient ride, and saving ground is so important on the inner track. The 3-horse, Mr. Popsicle, he drifted out under left-handed whipping, and you know Ruben Silvera's wanting to go out to the 6 Triple Play to keep him at bay, but what it did was spread the rail wide open for a rallying Prince Zers, and that was all the difference.
2 consecutive wins for Steve Sigler's Winning Move Stables, the popular and well-known Orange Silks. Gary Contessa, the winning trainer, as we move it ahead. And, of course, a $123,000 Pick 6 carryover with 2 days of study time with the Monday and Tuesday dark days greeted fans today. This was leg number 3 in the sequence. Will also coincide with the opening late Pick 4. Flowers are in bloom, that is, on this opening day on the inner track. And we'll send it back up to Travis Stone.
And they're off. And Power Crazed with a good start, and Comes the Dream is there too. American Soldier from that outside post is sent on for speed as well, and from that extreme outside post going to try and angle over toward the rail. It's American Soldier in front into the first turn. Power Crazed is now second. Comes the Dream comes away third. Wild Night at the Opera is wide into that first turn. Fourth, Don't Bet with Bruno settles in toward the rail, racing fifth, an up close fifth at that though. Only 2 lengths behind, they're tightly grouped up top. 3 more lengths back to Puppy Manners, another 2 from there to Fake Dreams at the back. 24 flat the first quarter. Up the backstretch they go. American Soldier setting the pace with Power Craze stalking the pace on the outside. These 2 sharing that lead half length apart. Don't Bet with Bruno a bit off the rail, racing third. Comes a Dream in the clear fourth. Wild Night at the Opera over to the inside to be fifth to the far turn. 4 lengths to make up there. Out of their 5, back to Fake Dreams and Puppy Manners. Onto the far turn they go. American Soldier asks for a little bit more up top. Power Crazed is sticking with him though, and Don't Bet with Bruno has been maneuvered to the outside and is now third and starting to muster up a rally. Wild Night at the Opera fourth toward the rail, and then it comes the Dream from the back of the pack. Fake Dreams is on the move. Puppy Manners is at the back as they come to the quarter pole. Power Crazed in front. Don't Bet with Bruno is rallying on the outside. Don't Bet with Bruno goes right on by off the turn. Don't Bet with Bruno in front. Power Crazed, the whip is out, trying to re-rally second toward the rail. Wild Night at the Opera, and then farther back it comes the Dream and Fake Dreams on the outside. 16th left. Don't Bet with Bruno has kicked away from Power Crazed, and it will be Don't Bet with Bruno under the wire to win it by 5 in the end. Power Crazed second, Fake Dreams third, Comes the Dream fourth.
Early on, it never looked like, or didn't look that Don't Bet with Bruno was really handling the inner track. But after that, he kind of settled down, steady race-long advance beneath Manny Franco in 5:20 on the win end.
Well, it just shows you how important class relief like this is. He's a horse that showed a lot of quality early on in his career, and he really got it together and rallied for a dominant victory, and something that people should look for as they handicap these races. Now that we've gone to the inner track, he is the only horse that has a win over the inner track going into today in this race, and the only horse coming out of it with a win.
And he flashed some promise last winter on the inner as Mike Rapoli Silks just passed the Overanalyze, a plaque on the wall commemorating a Remsen win a few years ago. There is Bruno with Manny Franco. We've got Don't Bet with Bruno and the guy that he's named for, Bruno, standing behind him. Favorites, long shots. How did this Pick 6 play out? We will find out on the other side of this quick timeout on MSG Plus.
Now you can enjoy your favorite pro and fantasy football teams while playing the races in style as Longshots welcomes back NFL Sunday Ticket. With over 400 HD TVs, 270 individual carols, a full-service sports bar and food menu, Longshots is the place to catch all the great racing and football action. So come on out, bring your friends, bring your league to Longshots, located on the second floor at Aqueduct.
Well, we've got some young talent in the room here. Kevin Gomez, 7-pound apprentice. Dad, Oscar Gomez. And here's a young Solis Jr., if I'm not mistaken.
Now, Austin Solis, yeah. And, you know, this is what winter racing is all about, when young guns come out to make their name.
And it's such a family game, no matter what your stake is in the thoroughbred racing sport. You know, it just, I think the love and passion of the game passed down from one generation to another, and that is certainly evident in the jockey colony with those wide-eyed youngsters who are very enthusiastic, and we hope you sign up for an NYRA.com NYRA wagering account, up to $125, the new deposit bonus, as we welcome you back to this opening day Intertrack edition, first of many on MSG Plus. Jason Blewitt, Richard Migliore is alongside. And did you always like riding on the Intertrack? Was it a nice little change when we first hit the Inter in early December?
Well, I always liked riding on the Intertrack because if you rode a very tactically sound race, you could win on horses that were second, third, fourth best. It was about getting position going forward. It was about saving ground, not necessarily speed all the time, but getting position. And that was one of my strengths as a rider. Didn't always like it when the days were bitter cold, but it's always warm in the winter circle.
Indeed it is. Purses around here are good, and with Erad Ortiz, Jose Ortiz, Junior Alvarado, those guys will be getting a lot of business and a lot of foundation going forward for 2016. As we go forward, back upstairs to Travis Stone, who will take us through the opening leg of the final pick 3 on the card. Race number 7, a 6-furlong sprint. Tough group of 3 and up $20,000 claimers. Some real grizzled veterans threw it down here, and we'll see what shook out as we head from the gate.
And they're off. Songa toward the outside. Great Attack is there. Visionary Ruler. Private Tail far outside. Escapist down at the inside trying to get a forward spot as well. Up the backstretch, Visionary Ruler comes on through to take the lead away from Great Attack. Those two share it, though. Songa's up close racing third. Frazzle on the outside into fourth. Escapist hard hold fifth toward the rail. Pegasus Red in the clear racing sixth. Private Tails wide by the half in seventh. Mataris is at the back at eighth. Racing onto the far turn. Visionary Ruler head to head with Great Attack through a quarter in 23 seconds flat. They're on the far turn now. 3 furlongs left. Visionary Ruler holding on to that lead. Great Attack second, down inside. Songa's on the outside, getting closer third. Frazzle's wide in fourth. Pegasus Red way out there fifth. Escapist set to strike in behind from sixth as they come off the turn. Visionary Ruler is still the leader, top of the stretch. Songa's coming with a run. Here's Songa outside, up for the lead. Escapist comes on through in behind. Pegasus Red is there. Private Tail far outside, down to the final 16th. Songa narrow lead. Visionary Ruler fighting on toward the rail. These two nip tuck down to the wire. Private Tail far outside, late on the scene. Here's the finish. Songa won. Songa the narrow winner. Visionary Ruler, Private Tail, Mataris, and Pegasus Red.
Solid effort out of both horses that were in the exacta. Songa, who chased outside, launched that 3-wide run, and barely did it gamely, but barely put away the 6th Visionary Ruler.
Very game down towards the inside. And just from what I was seeing today, I think you wanted to be down towards the inside. Not that it was a huge bias or anything, but I think you had somewhat of an advantage being inside. And certainly you're seeing Harry Hernandez kind of step to the fore. So far, it's early with the apprentices, but when you get the backing of a David Jacobson, it speaks volumes about the confidence he has in you, and it's going to breed confidence with other trainers as well.
This is a time of the year where David seems to use apprentice riders for the weight off more so than at Belmont, at Saratoga, and even on the main track here at Aqueduct.
Well, you have so many good riders to choose from year-round here, but certainly less when the winter comes, and guys like Johnny Velasquez and Javier Castellano and Joel Rosario, Jose Oscano head to Florida, so it opens the door for more opportunity with apprentices.
All right, let's move on to race number 8. Few bug riders in the mix as we wrap things up, going 2 turns at 1 mile and 70 yards. Field of 6. Eric Consell, in fact, the lone bug rider. He's riding the 3 Brandini, one of the outsiders, North 8th Street. It was good here last winter. The filly to beat is a big favorite off the layoff for Dominic Schettino.
Here for Majestic Bloom for the inside post. It is off near the back of the pack, North 8th Street. Racing it after that lead, Congress Park is there. Miss Rickles from the outside. Racing for the clubhouse turn, and North 8th Street out to set the pace. Miss Rickles comes on to be second now. Congress Park is away third toward the rail. Break it 2 back to Bella Joy, fourth on the outside of Majestic Bloom, who recovered from that stumble, up to be 5th. And at the back, it's Brandini. Moving for the backstretch run. Controlled tempo set by North 8th Street. Leads by 3/4 to Miss Rickles, who's only offering mild pressure behind a pokey quarter in 24 and 3. So they're moving up the backstretch, and North 8th Street shows the way. Miss Rickles still running along in second. Here's Bella Joy advancing up on the outside into third now. Congress Park fourth toward the rail. Brandini and Majestic Bloom. The entire field taking closer order. They're tightly packed, heading by the half-mile pole. North 8th Street is still the leader. Miss Rickles is still second. Bella Joy's now getting a bit closer on the outside in third. The half was 49 and 3/5 seconds. So they're on the far turn now. North 8th Street. Here comes Bella Joy. Bella Joy putting in a bit on the far turn, and now these two are matching strides, moving for the quarter pole. 4 lengths back to Miss Rickles. Brandini rolls up on the far outside. Majestic Bloom in Congress Park, quarter mile to go, and Bella Joy has rallied to take charge off the turn. North 8th Street, no response back in second. Brandini's on the outside rallying third. Miss Rickles and Majestic Bloom. Here comes the 8th pole, and it is all Bella Joy racing away from the pack. Brandini has moved into second, but will not catch Bella Joy. This race was never in doubt. She gallops home to win by 7. Brandini second, North 8th Street, and Majestic Bloom.
Here's one of the rare Kitten's Joy horses who excels on the dirt. Her turf races, average at best. She has found a home on the main track. And what can you say, Meg? This was like a paid public workout.
No, this was very impressive, and she skipped over the top of the surface. And, you know, it's interesting. She had 8 starts on the turf. The best she could muster up was 2 third-place finishers. Now 4 starts on the dirt, 2 wins. She's batting 50% on the dirt. I know her pedigree said one thing, but in reality, she wants to be a dirt horse.
And in reality, she'll be a short price coming back in the state bred 2 other than for trainer Lon Wiggins. I wonder the last race he even started a horse, let alone win. Forget about winning, just started a horse on the inner track. Everything else that happened today, day number 1 of 64 on the inner, 1, 2, 4, 5, and 9, as we send it back upstairs to the man who called his first Kentucky Derby this past May, Travis Stone.
Half length to make up as they turn for home together. Fiery Cat down inside, shaking up on that lead. Comfort Level keeps on coming, and now Comfort Level's in front with a furlong to go. Comfort Level in front. Fiery Cat fights on toward the inside. These two locked in battle. 16th out. Comfort Level, narrow lead. Fiery Cat keeps on plugging away, but is a half a length behind. Farther back, Stolen Victory. Here's the wire. Comfort Level wins a length and a half. Fiery Cat was second. Stolen Victory third. Shakespearean Dream fourth. Saving ground off the turn, 4th toward the inside. Top of the stretch now. Legend of Lorelei and Night Madam. Night Madam has rallied to the lead. Night Madam in front and now opening up by the 8th pole. Legend of Lorelei fights on second toward the rail. 6 lengths back to Flataway and Celtic Serenade and everybody else. There's a 16th left. Night Madam by 1. Legend of Lorelei's hanging tough toward the rail, but is second as they come to the finish, and it will be Night Madam, who glides under the wire to win it by 2. Legend of Lorelei second by another 8 or so lengths, Flataway, followed by First Showing and Celtic Serenade. For the stretch, Windhurst is in front, but Real Estate Rich is still right alongside, and now Real Estate Rich is in front with 1 furlong to go. Real Estate Rich has taken over. Windhurst is back to second. 6 lengths back, Native Hero and Ganador racing for the finish, and Real Estate Rich is pulling away late. Real Estate Rich upsets Windhurst, wins by 3. It's going to be very tight for that 3rd spot, Ganador or Native Hero. Bluegrass prevails, angles toward the outside, asks for more now, 3rd, 2.5 lengths to make up, Tabadol's rallying, and so too Uno Amayo off the turn. Zen Papa puts away the Silver Sniper. Bluegrass Prevails is coming though. Here comes Bluegrass Prevails now, second, a length and a half behind, 1 furlong left. Zen Papa turns back, Bluegrass Prevails, and Zen Papa's opening up late. Now clear by 3, now clear by 4. Zen Papa, sharp in victory here, wins by 4. Bluegrass prevails second, Tabitol third, Uno Amayo was fourth. Going to try and cut the corner off the turn. Elusive New Yorker comes on 4 wide of the outside. Bear Claws is in behind them. Top of the stretch, El Genio with a narrow lead. Rich DeLone fights on toward the rail. Elusive New Yorker with Clear sailing down the center of the track, and these three hit the 8th pull together. Bear Claws is in behind. Starago late rally, 16th left. Rich DeLone inside Elusive New Yorker. Starago coming with a good finish. Bear Claws on the outside. Elusive New Yorker and Rich DeLone toward the inside. Here's the wire. Too tight to tell. Elusive New Yorker noses up and down with Rich DeLone. Starago.
A little bit of everything down to the wire on today's card. We saw some blowout wins like the Philly Bellajoy in the 8th. We saw some good battles down to the wire. I mean, real tooth and nail stuff. And race number 9 might take the cake in that regard because 4 or 5 of them were in hot pursuit of each other as Cappy, breaking out the binocs on this day 1 on the inner track, can take us through with the 11-horse Elusive New Yorker and Gabriel Saez, who, man, oh man, does he ride short in the stirrups.
A little too short for my taste, but he gets it done. I mean, you can see how far his knees are above the saddle, and if one makes a sudden move, you could be left sitting there without a horse underneath you. But a real good effort from the 11 Elusive New Yorker, and a nice ride from Gabriel Saez riding that short aside, his second win of the day. And Kendrick Carmouche on the inside wasn't giving anything up with Rich DeLone. They fought it out all the way to the wire.
Blinkers up and down under the finish line, and the 7-horse Starago was right around 50-1. Things would have been interesting in the pick 6 carryover had he won, but he fell about a half length short, as we did have a few claims. In fact, 2 pages to bring you on the show. They jumped right in the opener at 12:20. A few claims, a couple claims out of race number 3, a couple claims out of race number 4, including the winner, Real Estate Rich. I had a feeling for Visionary Ruler coming up from Parks in for the 20. They might shake for him. And Jeremiah Engelhart, the new trainer. Don't Bet with Bruno, the runaway winner of race 6, claimed off Todd Pletcher by Rudy Rodriguez. And not a good effort in the last race by Interior Secretary, who will try to step up his game. First off the claim next time out with Gary Contessa sending him out. As we have sent out the track maintenance crew, they're working on that inner track, keeping it in tip-top shape. Thursday card begins at 12:20.
Hi, my name is Staff Sergeant Joshua Wallace of the United States Marine Corps. Please join us at the Aqueduct Racetrack to participate in our annual Toys for Tots drive.
And I'm Staff Sergeant Corrales. Please help us by bringing a new unwrapped toy December 12th and 13th.
Happy holidays.
Let's try that again. Israel Rodriguez, journeyman, who was ridden on this circuit for quite a while, and Austin Solis, whose dad is Alex Solis, the Hall of Fame rider. Got some new faces, some young journeymen. And is this colony, Mig, about as young as you could ever remember it from?
I actually think last winter was a little bit younger. Obviously, now the guys are all a year older, the Ortiz boys and Franco. But this year, you think about it, you have Kendrick Carmouche firmly entrenched here, Mike Luzzy back, Gabriel Saez a little bit older. You've got a little bit more seniority in the room than you did last year. Aaron Grider back, so you got guys that know their way around the inner track and know their way around jockeys' rooms.
Yeah, it really is a good mix between the youngsters and some of the veteran riders. Should be a fun winter. We hope Mother Nature cooperates. And let's get it to the Thursday preview, as we don't have a triple pick 6 carryover. We do have race number 5, which features a rematch between Rockford and Navarez, who was scratched today.
Well, Rockford went wire to wire last time, but he got it so soft on the lead, and I just don't anticipate him get it that soft. There looks like 3 or 4 other speed types signed on. He's got the rail. He's going to be under the gun. Maybe it sets up better for Narvaez this time because he rallied into a very slow pace last time.
Good old nonstop can be a bit cantankerous, but Dave Canizzo did a nice job with this horse and has done a solid job over the years, and nonstop just shows up and runs hard.
He runs hard every time. He's cutting back in distance from a mile. He had a real good run, 6.5, 2 back, and gets a little bit of class relief. But again, he's another one that seems to do his best work on top of the pace, and I just don't know if he's going to get that smooth kind of trip.
Morty's Miracle, tons of back class with this horse, dropped in for 16 and absolutely drilled a field here on Sunday, November 21st.
And he got a real good setup that day. It was pretty contested, even though they didn't go very fast. There were a lot of horses grouped up together. I think he's going to get pace to run at, and he would have been in front at the 6-furlong mark last time. I think he's a major player with the way the race shapes up.
2:20 p.m. as we pass some Seagulls, or Morty's Miracle ran by some Seagulls in deep stretch, and we'll see what the boys do in race number 5. We like those hard-hitting claimers, and in fact, sit tight because we do have our countdown of 2015's best on this circuit. We've got a real hard hitter waiting on deck. Now, moving on to race number 8, which has a post time of 3:50 p.m. It's a non-winners of one allowance race for 3 and up fillies and mares, and here is a Godolphin homebred named Mrs. Hudson, who's out of Sarah Louise, who at one time defeated Rachel Alexandra.
Yeah, a pretty good pedigree on this filly. She gets blinkers on. She also, I think, will get some pace to run at. And if she can find that form that she had back then, I mean, it looked like the sky was the limit at that point, and it never really panned out. Maybe the blinkers are going to make a difference.
Let's backtrack all the way to January 24th, the 10th race last winter down at Gulfstream Park. You're going to want to watch the runner-up in this race, Last of the Mohicans, who is now trained by Bill Mott.
Yeah, gets Bill Mott, leaves Brendan Walsh. And, you know, I don't know, the cutback, I guess maybe the 6. You're on 7 last time. She gets an outside post. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach here. I want to see it. I just don't know with that outside draw if she's going to be effective.
And her last race mid-June as she comes in off a layoff. Now, the 4-picture day ran second 2 starts back, a race we're looking at behind Skipaloot, who had kept some good company as a 2-year-old since she's got a maiden win down at Laurel.
Well, it looked like she was home and cooled out this day, and then she kind of, I thought, hung a little bit on the eventual 3rd-place finisher and allowed the one horse to rally up the rail. She's going to have to improve her game a little bit as well, but sometimes when a horse wins a race, Jason, they step up and they go right on. Maybe picture day needed to get her picture taken to get a little confidence.
Day number 2 of about 1,000. We have a post time of 12:20. A lot of racing to come on the inner track. Gary Contessa, by the way, walked away with a couple wins today as we dive back into the top 19 of 2015. Thanksgiving Day, the inside was the place to be on the main track. Kendrick Carmouche seized it immediately.
And Green Grotto, one of those hard-knocking horses that we love, the heart and soul of the game, and a heads-up ride from Kendrick.
Lunch pail, he went to work, and here is Green Grotto at over $50 in the fall highway.
In 5th. Pulling G's runs in 6th, and Saludos Amigos is the early trailer in 7th. Green Grotto has the lead here. It's Green Grotto in front now by 2.5 lengths. The quarter went in 22 and 1/5 seconds as they move around the far turn. Captain Sirius and La Verdad right together 2nd and 3rd, with Fabulous Kid next in 4th. Palace is down at the rail. Then it's Pulling G's and Saludos Amigos still the trailer as the field comes for the quarter pole, and it's Green Grotto, the one to catch, ran a half in 44 and 3/5 seconds. Green Grotto by 2. Then Captain Sirius, La Verdad, Fabulous Kid out in the middle of the track. Palace is now coming on down towards the rail, and Saludos Amigos along with Pulling G's. They're coming down for the finish. It's Green Grotto, and it's Palace, and it's Fabulous Kid. Green Grotto and Palace. Green Grotto held on. Green Grotto by a head over Palace in a thrilling edition of the Fall Highway.
And that'll do it for this opening day on the inner track. The Big and I'll see you tomorrow night right here on Aqueduct Insider.